This is the Rainbow Generation. This is Rainbow S. This is Rainbow Light. This is Rainbow 2. This is the Rainbow RSE. What does it have to do with rainbows? Emojiang is also a real god in this area of enlightenment. From the appearance point of view, the Rainbow 2 SE is not a rainbow suicide. This time Rainbow 2 SU has 3 colors. You can choose green, blue and pink. Of course, our choice is definitely the color of nature. The packaging is quite simple, the water handle and the receiver manual, data cable, 2 pairs of replaceable rocker caps and disc-shaped keys. Everything you should have. The front of the handle is white with colored buttons. And the green rocker hat looks very youthful. The front of the handle is the same as the Rainbow 2 Pro with a bulge below. It is placed in the 4 physical buttons of burst, modification, red recording and configuration. Although it has a slight impact on the appearance, it is convenient for the controller to support PC, NS, Android and iOS. The action parts use Spock's button arrangement. It is more friendly to PC players, and the joystick is also equipped with a metal ring. There is no need to worry about powder falling off after using it for a long time. As I said just now, the package comes with 2 pairs of different heights. The rocker cap and lion sword can be customized to replace. In terms of buttons, finally, 4 expansions have been added to the Rainbow 2 SE. Button, 2 on the shoulder, 2 on the back. There are also 2 triggers on the back to form a lock. These are exactly the same as Rainbow 2 Pro. Judging from so many configurations, the Rainbow SE is indeed biological. The handle feels very good in your hand, especially the non-slip overlay on the back. It is the same green as the waist bar cap. Feels very good. It's just that it's hard to prosper green and it's a bit shallow. May not tolerate dirt. The action part is the guide glue. The feel is relatively crisp. The D-pad and expansion buttons both use light speed switches. Personally, I feel that the touch of the reticle is a bit soft. I personally prefer a harder feel. The feel of this top line is very crisp, and it feels like the top half of the micro-movement buttons. In the handling of the trigger, there are 2 trigger locks for players to choose from. Still very convenient. What surprised me this time was that at the software level of the controller, the end, all algorithms and tuning will be given to Rainbow 2 SE or even more. As I said before, I am still relatively relieved in terms of the stick algorithm. After all, the last will be the earliest in China. Make a cash register without a dead joystick. But this time the polishing gave me a big surprise. In terms of somatosensory training, you can map freely, leave and right sticks, and even choose the axis of the somatosensory. The somatosensory response is also turned on by customizing the buttons. At the same time, the somatosensory can also be turned on normally in both wired and wireless states. And there are 255 levels of adjustment without picking the game vibration, which is more delicate to adjust. In terms of key mapping, not only can the buttons be mapped to the handle, it can also be adjusted to any key position on the keyboard, which is very convenient. In addition to these regular adjustments, there is also a new rate of return, customizable features. Players can choose from 3 limited returns, 1000 Hz, 500 Hz, and 250 Hz. In addition, the joystick is not long, the precision joystick, the giant boundary algorithm. These can be customized. This time, the General has made some black technology at the software level. Not only that, on the Rainbow 2 Pro, which has been on sale for more than half a year. Finally, handles will also be updated and upgraded. In the latest firmware, even the function of the base intelligent start-stop function is enhanced. Functions are not often selected. 17 functions such as the joystick center depth compensation function and one-click reset of the handle. I heard that there will be another wave of big updates in December. In other words, the attitude of the N General to be responsible for this kind of old handle is really good. Next, let's take a look at the performance of the handle in the test. The handle purchase website I used here for testing, the joystick tuning is very smooth. Whether it is the center point or the cross area, it can achieve complete dead zone. The shape of the outer ring of the joystick can also be selected in the app. It is convenient whether to turn on the rectangular boundary algorithm to be round or square. The cross-key test is free of the risk of series connections. In the state of long key travel, the trigger is linear, and the trigger value changes from 0 to 2555 presses, which is very good. But in the short key travel state, the trigger The numerical change is about 0 to 65. Refer to the tuning of the Xbox Elite 2nd generation controller. Feels like it's in a state of short key travel. Set to a non-linear trigger, fast trigger, more reasonable. However, you can also set the quick trigger in the app. It's just a bit of a hassle. The aforementioned Rainbow 2 SE also has too many advantages. In every way, even compared with the Rainbow 2 Pro, it is not inferior. After all, its initial price is only 229 yuan. The last general's knife skills won't all be cut on the internal workmanship. First of all, the capacity of the battery is still 1000 mAh. There are special battery compartments. In the absence of RGB, it is very easy to play for more than 20 hours. The connection between the battery motor and the motherboard is a socket solution. The working principle of the 2-speed moving lock is also clear at a glance. The 2B lines use the flowering micro-movement of the accountant. This is also the reason why it feels relatively crisp. The cross button, the shoulder button, and the 2 extensions that extend the shoulder. The buttons are all used by this big man to switch clearly. The D-pad also adds a silicone film to add a feel to the sticks. It is the action key of the Puyao carbon film, and other function buttons are made of conductive glue. Rainbow 2 SE and Rainbow 2 Pro seem to be about the same in terms of internal workmanship. The launch of the final general Rainbow 2 SE can be seen that the last general really wants to be one. The good life of the model can meet the different needs of each player in terms of buttons. Players are provided with 2 sets of waist hats of different heights. A different shape of the D-pad for customization. At the software level, customization is carried out to the end. It even adds wired return, joystick resolution. The shape of the rocker ring can be customized to the selected scheme. It seems to be the whole thing. Rainbow 2 SE and Rainbow 2 Pro only lack the RGB 3.5mm headphone jack, wireless charging base, and the internal Puyao carbon mold joystick. In other aspects, it can completely replace the Rainbow 2 Pro. And the price of the Technique is only 229 yuan. It is nearly 100 yuan less than the Rainbow 2 Pro. If you are a high-intensity FPS player and don't have the need for RGB and wireless charging, start with it. Rainbow 2 SE will definitely not lose. BYBWD6